Yeah, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Bainbridge Omega. Long time coming. It's been a few months. I'm back right now, and I have a little bit of a report going on here. This is coming out from last night. This is during CM Punk's, passionate promo towards John Moxley before he even said anything. He talked about Hangman Adam Page, and I'm just going to read up on here. As previously reported, Punk's comments about Page were issued as he stated Page not coming out was cowardly. And instead of doing cowboy shit, Punk said the apology should be larger than the disrespect before doing a promo about John Moxley setting up their championship match next week. Page wasn't supposed to be part of the opening segment. Fightful Select reported today that Punk and Page did not see eye to eye on some promo material leading into their match at Double or Nothing. It was to the point that CM Punk met with AEW higher ups about the context of Page's promo. Voices of Wrestling have previously noted that they heard Punk told others after the meeting in May that he wouldn't lose to Page. Several AEW sources told Frightful that they felt that the situation that unfolded on Wednesday's Dynamite was unfair to Page because he couldn't do anything. One source said, even if he was aware of it, what would he have done? Charged the ring past Tony Kahn and interrupted a promo he knew he wasn't supposed to be a part of. There was no way Hangman could have won in that situation. Punk was backstage at this show. He is said not to be a confrontational person and is generally well liked among the roster. Is that really true? Is that really what they are saying about this? So, going back to Eddie Kingston's promo when he fought against Punk, I think it was a few months ago. I can't even much remember really. He said along the lines that nobody in the locker room likes you. No one will ever say it. So I will say it, that no one in the locker room likes you and he wants you to leave. I remember specifically before the fight between Heyman and CM Punk, I believe that was Revolution, or is it Double or Nothing? I can't even remember which one it was. I think it was Double or Nothing. He was trying to save AEW from CM Punk. Is CM Punk really that bad of a person? Does he bring out that type of aura that just cause a lot of discomfort and disdain within the people in the locker room? Or is it the fact that, CM Punk is truly a star who actually knows his craft and he's doing what he is doing to bring the viewers necessary, but the rest of you completely suck? I mean, come on. Adam Heyman and Page, you walked around with butterfly jeans. You millennial cowboy brokeback mountain piece of shit. You really understand that we're in the business of making money. AEW is in the business of making money, and you coming around here wearing butterfly jeans, and you think that is cool? You think this little story between you and the Young Bucks is cool? After like a bunch of high school kids, basically? I really want to know, what is Tony Khan really doing about all this? Right? Has Tony Khan lost his edge? Has Tony Khan lost his fire? When AEW started, started boasting up in 2019, 2020, it was the biggest thing in town. Everyone loved AEW. Everyone wanted AEW to succeed, including me. I'm one of the biggest supporters of AEW out there. And then lately, I am seeing you falling off. You're falling off, Tony Khan. Seriously. You're giving guys like Sonny Kiss ring time when he shouldn't. You're giving guys like FTR no opportunities at a tag team titles because you allowed the Young Bucks to drop the freaking titles because they never want to do the job to FTR at the pay-per-view and culminate everything on this. And you have no long-term booking plans for certain wrestlers after they got what they wanted. Take Wardlow, for instance, right? He breaks away from MJF. He is the TNT champion. And what has he been doing ever since? You have him go up against Orange Cassidy, who sucks. You have him now in this tag with FTR to go up against Sanjay Dutt, the big guy, and Jay Lethal. Why? For what purpose? I don't even understand for what purpose, really. You know? What is All Out now? Oh, yeah, let's really talk about All Out now. Now you want to push the biggest main event of all time, of your company, CM Punk versus Jon Moxley for the Unification Championship. Both titles on the line, and there can only be one AEW champion. You have the setting, All Out. You got the location, Chicago. People love CM Punk in Chicago. This is a money match. This is what sells pay-per-views. You know, $50 for a pay-per-view is expensive, especially in these trying times. Inflation's going up. Not a lot of people can even afford food at this point right now, but they're willing to spend $50 just to see an AEW show because they believe in the product and they believe in the storylines that goes on with it. You take all of that and you somehow throw that shit in the trash for ratings because you want to move up this championship match a week later on Dynamite, on free television, with commercials? Seriously? With commercials. You know, I've tuned out during the Bryan Danielson and Daniel Garcia match because there was way too many commercials, right? How can I physically get myself invested into a main event if you have goddamn commercials from left and right and up and down? It's stupid. Where has your head been, Tony? Where has been the Tony Khan that was leading the charge in 2019 and 2020 and even most of 2021? Where has that Tony Khan gone? I'll tell you where that Tony Khan has gone, ladies and gentlemen. Ever since Cody Rhodes left him and appeared in WrestleMania, Tony Khan has never been the same. It's almost like he was trying to do things just to stay on top of the WWE, and it's not working. You got guys like Miro talking in tongues in these ridiculous promos. No build-up whatsoever. He hasn't been wrestled. I can't even remember the last time he wrestled since he came back. You gave Pac a ridiculous title shot so he can just travel over the world and defend it like it meant something when it really doesn't mean shit. You know, when CM Punk went down with an injury, right? You know the guy that was supposed to win that battle royal was Bryan Danielson. But you fucked him up too. Thanks to Chris Jericho and that stupid anarchy in the arena match where you got my man completely concussed so he can't even compete for a freaking title shot. He would have been the perfect adversary to CM Punk. That would have been money, ratings, whatever you call it. Then you take Bryan Danielson's heelness and his swagness and you put him in the Black Bull Combat Club with Moxley in them. I'm starting to see a Trevor Moxley also. Does he like to bleed every single week? Does he feel that he doesn't get the full satisfaction of him if he doesn't bleed every once in a week? How does his wife think? How does his wife, Relaine Parquette, thinks every single time she sees her husband come home bleeding? Seriously. I don't care who comes after me. I don't care who even talks me down about this. You can all kiss my ass. This is my opinion. Whether you like it or not, that's all on you. But I do want to hear your comments, people, about all of this. I want to battle against you. Or I want to agree with you. You tell me what it is. AEW is falling apart. AEW is falling apart. Everything that MJF said is true. There's a lot of truth coming in from CM Punk as well too. You know, it's like you don't know how to make stars happen, and the stars that do happen, people just look down upon them. This whole entire roster in AEW needs to step the fuck up. And for Tony Khan himself, he needs to get out of his egotistical ass about how he can run everything. Because you can't. You have proven to us that you can't. And if you ever want to have a deal going with Discovery, if you ever want to compete against Triple H and the WWE, because you're no longer facing Vince anymore, all right? It's amazing that we kind of gave you a pass about everything that you have done up to this point, mainly because we hated Vince so much. And now that he is finally gone and Triple H has taken over as creative, we now see the difference between a man who studied the business, who's been in this business, and knows how to get people over compared to people like you. And you're too stubborn in the head to just say to yourself, you know what? I need to step down. Work on the business end of things. Let me hire a booker. Let me hire a team of creative people who can get the job done. Wrestling-minded people who know how to run a wrestling show and know how to get people over and how to create compelling storylines that people will actually shell out money for. Because there should be no reason why a roster that has Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, Daniel Bryan, Miro, Malachi Black, Samoa Joe, Claudio Castagnoli, Ruby Riott, Tony Storm, who else am I missing? John Moxley. You got big names, and you can't even draw a million. I'm wondering that before it's all about this WWE versus AEW tribalism, that the WWE will always stick loyal to their product no matter what, no matter how bad it is, right? I've had to hear it all the time to Jim Cornette and his bullshit about how he feels about AEW. I feel that, the way that he speaks about certain wrestlers sometimes is mostly pettiness, or, he's putting up a lot of grudges with people. And the individuals who listen to his podcast daily and agrees with him, I used to call him Cox. Cult of Cornette kids. Cox. And I just feel that he was far behind the times and he doesn't really understand modern wrestling, and he needs to appreciate the people that he are. But now that I'm seeing this, you're 2 weeks away from the biggest pay-per-view of the organization's history. I don't care what anyone says. All Out is AEW's WrestleMania. All Out was the real first pay-per-view that came out before they got their TV deal with TNT. So to me, I feel that the first big one, now you could say Double or Nothing is the first big one, but that was more of a test subject. That was more of we're just throwing this out there and seeing how the people like it. But All Out was really where it all came together. And that stemmed from All In. We're back in the day where the Bucks, Omega, Hangman Page, and Cody gathered all their resources together and filled out a 10,000-seat arena and made it a spectacle. And that turned into what it is today. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on this, Tony Khan, because I'm really trying to figure out why would you give away the biggest match in the company's history for free on cable television with commercials when none of us was asking for it. None of us was asking for it. None of us, none of the fans, nobody in social media, none of the podcasters were begging, oh, let's see this match next week. Let's not wait until All Out. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt, and I'm just going to add with this. If MJF does not show up to Dynamite next Wednesday to disrupt that main event in any fashion, then consider AEW over, man. Because I really want you to think about this. After the outcome of that match, what else is there? You need to have a solid main event to sell tickets for All Out. If you give away your biggest event, I don't even care if it's a screwy finish or a disqualification or whatever the case may be. I'm not going to be spending $50 to see you guys run it back again a week later. That makes no sense to me. But if MJF gets involved in some shape, way, or form and says to himself, I'm inserting myself into this match, I'm going to be the AEW champion, I'm going to hold this title for over a year until my contract expires, and when my contract expires, I will take this said AEW title over to Raw, and me and Cody will have a live execution of the AEW championship. Then take my money, because I want to see this happen. I want to see MJF show up in Chicago and be crowned the new AEW champion. And I want to hear the boos, and I want to hear the talk, and I want to hear all the bullshit. And that would sell tickets. That will make money. If MJF is not involved in some shape, way, or form next Wednesday, what are you doing, Tony? Tony Kahn, are you feeling the pressure from Triple H right now? The fact that he's bringing back all of his ex-NXT friends who got released by Vince McMahon. The possibility of him bringing back Johnny Gargano. The possibility of him bringing back Sasha Banks and Naomi. Right now, Triple H's WWE is looking like the best place to be. The best place for every aspiring pro wrestler to be part of. And this is not coming from a pro. I'm not a pro WWE guy. I hated everything about WWE from the Vince era, but goddamn, I love Triple H. I love what Triple H is doing. Let's go back to CM Punk for 1 second before we close this out. A lot of people probably have the thoughts or feelings about CM Punk, and is he selfish? Is he not bringing to the community? Is he not doing anything like that? Listen, he's the biggest draw out there. The reason that it's not making 1 million ratings, 1 million viewers and ratings in the AEW is not because of CM Punk. When CM Punk is on television, like him or hate him, you're watching him. It's what you deal with the aftermath that's completely different. If you can't get 1 million, it's not because of CM Punk. It's because the rest of the roster completely sucks. And let's really break it down to you. I guarantee you that the first half of AEW Dynamite last night has been phenomenal. From Punk's and Jon Moxley's altercation to the great wrestling of Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. That made it for 1 hour. And then the brawl again between Moxley and CM Punk. Within that 1 hour, I guarantee you it went up over 1 million viewers. It had to. It had to. There's no way it could never break over 1 million from that first half alone. It's when downhill becomes a problem. I don't even remember much of the second half of it, aside from Kenny Omega and the Bucks. And even with Kenny Omega and the Bucks, he was just there. It wasn't a phenomenal return. It wasn't big. It didn't set the world on fire. It was just there. The Young Bucks was just there. They had a match. It was okay. And we moved on. Crap. The second half was crap. Where's Miro? Where's Ethan Page? Where's Malachi Black? Where are all the big names that were supposed to be there to help shape your product? You got a lot of fat, Tony Khan, that needs to be cut off. And you don't want to do it because you're friends with most of them. And I'm starting to believe now that you cannot have friends if you're in a higher state of power. Do you want to be friends with everybody, or you want to create the best show known to man? I will guarantee you this. No one will give two shits if the Young Bucks or Adam Page is gone, if Sonny Kiss is gone, if Orange Cassidy is gone. Yeah, you'll have some fans crying over it, but trust me, it's not like they're going to turn to the other channel after that. They're not setting the world on fire. You need to bring some high-quality people out there. And if they're going to be XWE, then fuck it, be XWE. Because it's obvious that the whole indie scene sucks. There is no one from the indie scene that's setting the world on fire that feels, oh yeah, we need to bring him into our brand. Who is it? Really, who is it? You guys are just wrestling for a buck. You guys are just wrestling for a fucking paycheck. There is no one out there who's the next Stone Cold, who's the next Rock, who's the next Bret Hart. The youth that we have currently right now, the Powerhouse Hobbs, the Ricky Starks, the Daniel Garcias, the Sammy Guevara's, they're going to be the ones riding the ship. But how far can that ship last? Until they're finished. Because of you and your bullshit booking, Tony. Your booking sucks. Your booking sucks. All right? Your booking sucks, Tony. It's trash. Nothing but trash. You need to fix it. You need to make it better. That's it. Just need to make it better. Is it this week or next week that the WWE is in Cardiff? Right. I'm going to assume it's next week. They can lower the boom right then and there. What happens in Cardiff could be the end of AEW as you know it, because if you, Tony Khan, allow this main event to happen next week without any MJF, and you only get less than 1 million viewers, then you're finished, because I don't know what else you can do at this point that will generate interest from the crowd. This is it. You made your bed and now you're going to lie in it. No one asked you to put this match on free television, and yet here you are. I don't even know what the card is for All Out. That even suit my interest. What? Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm? I don't give a shit about that. Ricky Starks versus Hobbs? I mean, it's okay, but I don't give a shit about that. What trios matches that they have over there that will gain my interest? Nothing. Jungle Boy versus Christian? Trash. You fucked that up too. Is Swerve or Glory even gonna have a tag team match in an All Out, or are you gonna leave them out? Is FTR gonna be featured? Oh yeah, probably are. Right? They have a trios matchup against Sanjay Dutt and these other people. Stupid. They can't even get an IWGP championship out of it? Huh? They can't call up someone from New Japan to challenge the IWGP champions at All Out? No? They can't even get a tag team match between them versus Swerve or Glory? No? What are you doing, Tony? What are you doing? You're gonna by 2024. I would not be surprised if 75% of the entire roster that you acquired from Vince McMahon decided to go back to the WWE, along with a few new standouts. Jay Cargill may probably want to go to the WWE. Wardlow may probably want to go to the WWE. MJF definitely wants to go to the WWE. Even Chris Jericho will want to go back to the WWE if they offered him a championship ring. Well, maybe not in the world of Triple H. I don't know how close they are as buddies. Probably would have with Vince around, but that's a different story altogether. So what do you got? Who do you got to ride a ship? How much more mileage you think you got out of Bryan Danielson before he calls it quits? You got all those wrestling minds out there, from Arn Anderson to William Regal to Samoa Joe. Now you got Ricky Dragon Steamboat, and you can't get 1 million viewers? You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. And with that being said, CM Punk, he's the biggest star in wrestling for a reason. Because he tells it as it is. And he doesn't give a damn what anyone else thinks. Hangman Page, you can't come out here thinking that you're hot shit if you're walking around with butterfly pants. Period. It's not funny. It's not creative. It's not the least bit interesting. It makes you look stupid. It makes you look pathetic. I don't want to resonate myself with real cowboys don't wear butterfly pants. Period. Unless you're, West Virginia's for lovers, huh? I guess the motto is true. I guess the motto is completely true about that. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're basically making Jim Cornette right. You're basically making every podcaster right. Even the podcasters who used to praise the streets that you walk on, they're now questioning your motives. It's like the end of Scarface when you're way too coked out and to have any type of sense, and now everyone is just gunning for you. Say hello to my little friend. I think that 2022 will be the end of Tony Khan as we know it. I honestly believe so. I believe so. He has not done anything that is going to gain any type of interest. He hasn't done anything that will generate viewers. He hasn't done anything that is going to make it sell pay-per-views. You will have the loyal fan base. I'm going to the show in New York. I pay my ticket. But after that, what? Seriously, what? You need to fix this. I don't know how you're going to fix it, Tony, but you need to fix this. The locker room is losing respect for you. You're losing respect out of your fans. You're obviously losing respect to the podcasters out there. And you have Triple H just walking all over you. Bad. As I said before, ever since Cody Rhodes told him to fuck off and went over to the enemy and had the greatest entrance ever in WrestleMania history, Tony Khan has never been the same since. And it's going to continue. And boy, oh boy, once MJF shows up to the WWE 2 years' time and throws out all these zingers towards AEW, he will bury you. Because you never gave him his money. You never gave him the money that he deserved. And one thing I'm certain is that you do not piss off a young guy from Long Island when it comes to money. Don't piss off a New Yorker when it comes to money, Chief. Don't. But hey, you know what? Eddie Kingston's will still be there. And if I was Eddie Kingston, I will lose some weight, go to the gym, get muscled up, you know, and then demand to be pushed into the heavyweight championship division. How cool would that be if he wins the title off of CM Punk? That would be dope. I would like to see that. That would probably be the best moment in AEW history. You know, I see Eddie Kingston as more of an AEW original than most of these guys out there, because at the end of the day, guys like Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, they may have possibility to join other organizations and make a ton of money, but I don't think anyone is going to be taking Eddie Kingston. So for Eddie Kingston, AEW is really all he got. And from that aspect, he is truly the individual in AEW. Well, we shall see, right? We shall see. So that is my rant for this time. I don't know when the next time I will actually be there. It all depends on you. You need to let me your views. Let me your comments. Let me know what you think about this situation. And until next time, this is Bainbridge Omega signing off. And see you later.